Should I redo the intro since my dumbass did not add me to the damn? It's days like this that you know that you are the spirit of 420 because everything I do is so 420. Like forgetting to add myself to the actual stream. It's key, it's key. By the way, I hope everybody is having a beautiful Christmas. I hope everybody is having a Meli Kalikimaka. There it is. And a Feliz Navidad, and a Merry Christmas, and a Happy Holidays. Right? Get a little bit in there. I got a joint that I'm getting ready to burn, but I had to have something right to the beginning. I'm probably already missing a comment. Let me check out the comments. What's going on? What's up? What's good? Yes, sir. Both of those things are indicative of who I am. I am not only a stoner, I am a stoner as well. I am your friend. And you know what's nice, Joe? Quite frankly, having you as a friend has been more uplifting than I would have ever imagined when we first met, brother. And I mean that with um, nothing but respect, but heartfelt honesty. Because most of the time when we meet somebody, we don't know what's going on here. Skin up. What's up, man? Nice to meet you, brother. And what does that say? Ah, what's up? So you're obviously a friend of. I get it. So when you meet somebody at first, you don't go right off the bat. Oh, they're going to be somebody in my life that It doesn't work that way. It just ends up happening, right? What does it say? Oh yeah, I dig the garden. I plant the garden, and then many times I shit and piss in my own garden, and then I have to fix that. But that's okay. That's another story for another day. Um, Back to what I was saying. Oh, I did want to show you this. You know, friends. I want to come back to that, but got this today. Hopefully that'll. There we go. Fueled by. Oh, I had it. There it is. Fueled by caffeine and chaos. That was. I'm gonna. So I got to break that mug in tonight. That was a gift from my lovely wife for Christmas. Thank you, babe. I appreciate it. I will be. I have. Don't worry. I have a whole nother thing of coffee, and I'll be pouring that in there and drinking out of and christening. Excuse me, christening uh, that cup on this one as well on this go round. So again, uh, no, I do not know what skin up means, and I can make several guesses that would probably just sound stupid. So feel free to enlighten, and I mean that because I am curious what it means, and now I have to ask. So please, yeah, and neither does Joe. And I'm having to look over here again tonight. I got to get my my wireless trackpad and my wireless keyboard. I don't know if that was in there. You go. The wireless trackpad, and I also have a wireless keyboard for this Mac that's sitting here, which usually runs the camera. It's gone right now. What I mean by that is they're dead, so I can't boot the computer. I can't use it really. That's the biggest deal. So I've really just got to take the time to go and charge those. But I'm a lazy some bitch, so I will then. That sounds fair enough. I will absolutely do that. You know what, Joe? Why don't you, if you don't mind, Joe, just because I'm getting this cone ready here. It would be kind of you, sir, if you wouldn't mind doing a quick lookup and seeing if you could maybe grab a definition and just post it into the. What does it say right there? It says, oh, shit means to make a sick. There you go. That makes sense. Of course, skin up. Yep, that would make sense that probably came from the time of the old west with literally cowboys and Native Americans now, because you can't say Indians, otherwise it's racist. But um, I'm Cherokee Blackfoot, so I can by all means say it if I want to. The time of the Old West and cowboys and Indians. That would make sense. Skin up, roll that up. Which means it's not really indicative of just marijuana. It's just meaning to roll something up. And so really any uh, tobacco, marijuana combination of the two, or any other substance that you can think of that I'm not. That's nice. It is old school. Ones that I'm not thinking of, Trust me, there's things that I'm high as Christmas. I've been high since I was 14. I'm almost 52. So yeah, there's things I don't think of. So I hope everybody had a beautiful Christmas. I got to tell you, for those of you who don't know, skin up, and I guess I can just say this. Oops, let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah, it is. And then what did you say? Oh, nice. Nice. I will have to. I'm assuming. Oops. I'm assuming that you most likely. And I don't mean to. If I'm offensive or if I offend, I don't mean to. But I'm assuming you're on Spotify. If not, please tell me where you are, and maybe if you don't mind, even share your link, and I'll pop it up on the screen here for a minute so we can all see it. But so for you and others who do not know me, I lost my son October 22nd, 2022. So that's 14 months, a few days ago, right? This technically was the second Christmas without him, but I've tried to explain this before. The first one was like, we were in shock. I mean, we still ended up doing, thanks, man. Cool. Appreciate it. We still ended up doing Christmas and putting up a lot of decorations. As a matter of fact, last year, it was almost like I did. Like I say, it was more in shock. When something like that happens, everybody knows that it is absolutely a reality. You go through phases. This was the first 90 days. So whatever phase was first, I consider it to be, it really was shock. Like when you first lose somebody, let me say this. It's like they've gone away on vacation and somehow they're going to step back in, right? Like somehow one day or somewhere, one way or another, they're going to show back up. Did you put it in there? There you go. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was going to be a link. It is, man. This is only the second one, So that's the whole point. Like the first one, and I can't say this with any more earnestness, I guess is the word, or transparency. We were just in shock. And it was literally doing Christmas to stay out of that mind frame. And when you first lose somebody, I've never went through this kind of grief before. I lost my stepmother in 2011, and she died young at 63, but she was supposed to die before me anyway. That was more traumatizing on my father, and he has not been the same, and him losing his grandson has been devastating to him. He actually got this. It's really cool because Sky died on the 22nd at 22, and there's all these other 22s. I'm not going to get into it right now, but so my father got a 2, and if you do another 2, I don't know if you see that. So if you do a 2 backwards, you get a heart. So he did this really beautiful tattoo that has the 2s together, plus it says Sky and has some wings on it. I don't have a picture of it right now, or maybe I do. You know what? I bet. Actually, I do as I sit here and talk about it. If y'all have the time, I'm not going anywhere. So, at Christmas, only 60 days in, just over 66 days, or just under 65 5. Let's just put there, try to get a decent number. August 22nd, 20. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the dates, and I'm not the best multitasker. I will tell you that. I'm really not. Here we go. Look at there. I stopped. Thank you, Sky. So, hopefully this will come out. Can y'all? Yeah, there you go. So that's on my father's, and my father's 75, and that's on his leg, right? And you have to understand something about this man. He never got a tattoo. That's his first tattoo. And at 75, just so you young bucks know, I mean, I'm 51 and I'm starting to get it, but your skin is not the fucking same as your skin when you're in your 20s. It's all elastic and easy, snap back. That shit doesn't happen. It's a completely different ball game. In your 50s, it's an even bigger, different ball game, if you will. It's like a whole nother, it's not even the same sport at 70. Like I watch my parents all the time, their skin tears like tissue paper. It's just old, and I'm not trying to say anything, but if you have different conditions, like I know with my mother, she had to start eating, or she was taking, what was it? There was something she was taking, some stupid pill, like so many others that had a side effect where, in a nutshell, it was causing her skin to be, really tear really easy. So she had to change up the different medication. But then, funny enough, that medication, even though it toughened up the skin, what does that do? It turns around and makes easy bleeding, whatever you call it, thins out the blood. I think it might have even been a blood thinner, but that blood thinner did its job, and like I say, did the other thing. Let's see. Did you put? I did. Dude, put your link up, man. I will definitely. Please do. Please, and if I missed it, tell me, because I'm going. I'm I'm winging it as always. So anyway, this time last year, it was like Sky had taken a break from us. I had never gone that long. At that point, I'd never gone even 60 days. I never went that long without seeing my son when he was alive. So, it definitely starts to sink in after a couple months, depending on your situation. However, when you have two younger ones, as I do, plus he has a twin. So, Skylar's twin, number one, is depending on me and watching me. And then I have a 9 at the time, 8 and 11-year-old that are watching. They have to see how to handle this, because this is not going to be the first loss for them. Or excuse me, this is not going to be the last. It might be the first, but it's not going to be the last. I don't mean to sound morbid, and I hope that I don't come across that way, but part of living this life is that it ends. There is a balance to everything, right? Part of living this life is also living that balance, that when something bad happens, something good is going to happen. When something great and fantastic happens, eventually there'll be a balance. And what I have found is that the more that you're ready for that, for instance, I'm not looking for something to happen bad. I hope people don't hear that, because a lot of people will hear they'll hear what they want. I am not planning on it. My energy is not putting out. What it is when I have an incredibly great day, I'm aware that the balance is going to be twofold. If it's something life-changing, folks, there's going to be something, it's going to cause some bad stuff in the future. Just like if I have a life-changing, horrible event, that is going to cause some incredible stuff in the future. But you have two types of balance, like the way that we play the stock market. You have the short game and you have the long game, right? And what I mean by that is, if you just have a bad day that is just your average bad day, well, you're going to have a really good day soon, and vice versa. It is the balance. Look at every fucking, do I not have one of my stickers here? Damn, that blows me away. Although I do have this one, which is funny because Cut Above actually does kind of a yin yang with theirs, but it's a balance, you know. For every white piece on the opposite side, it's black, and for every black on the opposite side, it's white, and all points in between. That's just the way it is. So if you know that, it makes going through the bad days a little bit easier. If truth be told, it also makes, because it dulls everything, and that's just the simple truth of it. And I'm going to go over that point real quick. Because if you dull the one edge for negative, you're dulling the other edge at the same time for positive. And then the positive things don't mean as much. Right? So here's the happy balance that you have to get into. Here's the fucking place that you have to come to. If you dull that blade so much, then the happy moments don't mean as much as they should. Right? And if you keep that blade sharp, then when it cuts you on the bad days, it cuts and you feel it. But there's a positive to that. It is the high road, folks. And I'm not talking about being high on marijuana. I'm talking about the high, the righteous, the upper echelon road, right? That if you take that, yes, it hurts more, but comes with more reward. Period. It just comes with more reward. Appreciate that, man. When you sit and dwell on it as well, see, the only thing that we have, and a lot of us, we forget this. I don't mean anything personal to any one person. So if you're doing it right now, then just say, use this as a wake up. But most of us, including myself, including everybody I know, we have a tendency to dwell on either yesterday or tomorrow. You know, and there's an old saying that I learned years ago when I was in AA, NA, and CA. If you have one foot in yesterday and you have one foot in tomorrow, you're pissing all over today. And that you cannot get, you know, talk about facts. We'll throw up facts to that because that is the truth. And what is also the truth is if you have one foot in yesterday, right, you inevitably have a foot in tomorrow because you are off balance. And if you're standing that far over, you're going to stand that far and make it right. I know I'm jingling. Today is jingle bells. Jingle balls actually is what I call them. Jingle balls, jingle balls, jingle balls time. Jingle balls and cock. Yeah, I said it. What the fuck? The funny thing is, my kids, just on a side note, they get it. So it was like second gift in today, and number 3, who's 12 years old, was like, "Are you fucking serious, Dad? Are you fucking serious?" Which I was like, "All right, I tell you what, I am serious, but can we lower the F-bombs for the morning at least? Can we get through the morning?" But you know, I raise my kids differently. And I've actually have a different thought on this, by the way. So this is I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I always, all my life, because my father said, you know, actions over words. Actions speak louder than words, right? Um, by the way, I'm very serious. When you get a chance, please put your link, like put your Spotify at link or whatever you got. Throw it up here, dude, and I'm gonna throw it up so everybody can see it for a minute. Not to mention, I'll have it myself. Oh shit! Did I going off on that tangent? Did I lose my train of thought? I did. It happens. It was a good tangent, I promise. It really was a good one. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So obviously, I wasn't supposed to discuss that one. Oh, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's like it's right there. It's right there. I'm gonna have to get a haircut. I don't want bangs though, so I don't know what to do because my hair is getting curly, and my wife and all my friends like it. What's up, Dirty? Is that Dirty? What's up, man? Merry Christmas, brother. Love you, man. Love you. Literally got, look right there. Got 3 of them right there. Right there. Love you, man. Think about you every day because of that. Just so you know, man. And I get strength and positivity from you. Good to see you. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy Mighty New Year. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Trading Places. So if you don't know that one, I highly suggest that you watch it. It's a classic Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, directed by John Landis and stars so many others. But we'll go into that's a flick tip conversation. So back to where I was, where I started. And you know, we'll just go from here. But last Christmas, it was shock still. It had not sunk in. I promise you, it had not sunk in. You know, and that's part of the phases of grief that you go through is the longer from the time of loss, you know, the further amount of time, the more it sinks in that, you know, they're not coming back. This is real. And all I can tell you is this year it was, and so what happens is, you know, it was October 22nd, and that sucks. I mean, I'm being realistic that sucks. It's 9 days before Halloween, right? Because everybody knows that. But what y'all don't know, and this is, you know, obviously something in the family, but my wife's birthday is October 30th. So my wife's birthday is Devil's Night, which we've loved for years and still do. But now one of the greatest losses that anybody has ever experienced is 8 days before that birthday. Then there's another one of my children's birthdays. There's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas, there's New Year's, there's this, you know, not to sound rude, but October 22nd is literally marks like the first week before holiday season, right? It's like 1 week before the season. So this year was my first year of having to go through the death anniversary, as I call it, of Sky, right? Not just his death, which, you know, funny enough, I was looking at you. First of all, you never know how life is going to treat you. You just don't. Like I said, you never know who your great friends are going to be. When I first met Joe, I thought he was just going to be another guy, and look at where we are. But the simple reality is, when it happened that first year, it was shock. When it comes around and it's now a anniversary, it really smacks you in the face that he's gone. It's been 1 full fucking year since he was gone. And now we get to go through holidays again without him. Last year, it was almost easier to get through the holidays because of the holidays. Does that make sense? It gave me something else to concentrate on. Right? I mean, literally within, you know, right away having to at least try, like, and what I mean by that is we didn't do anything for Halloween or my wife's birthday. We didn't. Like, literally, my son's memorial was, I believe it was Halloween or my wife's birthday. I'm trying to remember now. I think it was Halloween. That was the memorial, and that was just, that was the way it, you know, it's the way it was. We didn't have a choice. Like, you take the days you can get when you're dealing with funeral homes and that kind of thing. This year, though, I had a whole year, right, of buildup. So by the time the anniversary got here, I was doing great up until that day. And then, and I've already talked about this on previous shows, previous episodes, but there is things that you just, until you have that kind of loss, you will not understand about the lack of control that you have. It's no different than any other PTSD. I literally am suffering from PTSD, but from great loss. It is stopping me in my footsteps. It makes me catatonic. It takes me back. I go back to the moment of receiving the news, and what I mean by that is I go back like it's that fucking moment, you know. And all I can tell you is this year, being that this was the first time, keep that in mind. So I had no understanding of what it was going to be like to get through the anniversary of it. I have a better understanding, and maybe that'll help me next year. I don't know, but what I know is going through it, there was things that I could not prevent physically, mentally, and emotionally at all. I simply had to go through them. I didn't have a fucking choice, right? And because of that, by the time this holiday, by the time the holiday season got around, I was, and what I mean by that is I'm talking even Halloween. We got pumpkins. First year that I've gotten 2 pumpkins in a while. I thought I'd get 2 pumpkins and have some fun, right? Some extra fun. They never even got carved. I kid you not. They only got carved when my wife decided to practice on them around the 16th of December so that she could open the guts onto the table and the squirrels and other animals could eat them. And it kind of looked like like the pumpkin was puking out. And my wife is kind of, funny that way. She has fun with some demented stuff and she's a photographer. So whatever. But regardless, that's to give you, some inclination. This year, I've already talked about this, but I didn't do any lights. And I mean, no lights. We have some lights that every year we add some extra colorful lights to our everburns, as we call them, right? And those are the ones that burn throughout the year. And so a little bit each year is added where, how you say something, stays. So I have some lights because I'm trying to give you an idea of what we truly go through. I have some lights that are always there. Between that and putting the tree up, and I think one run and a couple of just lit up wreaths, that was all we put up. And I'll bring it to you like this. I think this is the easiest way to do it to make it very nutshelly. I have 12 big ass fucking containers of Christmas. I mean, big ass fucking overboard containers of Christmas. I put up less than 2 of them. Put nothing outside, like not a damn thing. Nothing. I didn't even change the color of the colored lights that are outside. I mean, it hit me so hard this season. And it's funny because I'm feeling better now that I had today. Today was an incredible holiday for a family that has lost somebody dear. One of the coolest things that happened, and I meant to bring damn it. If you're watching, babe, I wish you would run up at least the 3 cardinals. So I found this thing on a website for Christmas, and it said, whenever a cardinal appears, an angel is near, right? And I thought it was really heartwarming. And what was cool about it is it gave me the ability to actually put Sky's name on it. So it said Skylar, and then it had the thing, and it's a what do you call it? It's a mold. So it's 3-dimensional, and there's like a little cardinal bird up in the corner, right? That's perched on the frame, and then there's some branches, and it's just a really nice little scene, right? So it's a picture frame. It doesn't just have this little saying, but it's a picture frame, so I'll have a picture of Sky there, right? But just to remind you, when a cardinal appears, an angel is near, right? So my father, who I did not talk to him at all about this, there was no plan, sent me not 1, but 2 cardinals. One that lights up in like a snow globe, but it's not full of water. It's full of just air and snow that you can shake, but it doesn't fluff around. It's just snow particles in there, right? But it's lit up. That was a cardinal on glass. And then he also sent me this really pretty acrylic heart that had a saying about, it was literally a cardinal, and it basically, I'm not going to remember what it said, but I can give you the nutshell version. Essentially, it said, you know, we've lost a limb. That limb was incredibly strong, and we need to remember how strong it was rather than the lack of the, you know, rather than the fact that we lost it. But it also had a cardinal. So, you know, I know a lot of people, they want to, what does it say? Sorry. Love you too, man. Love you guys. Go watch your movie. Go have a beautiful one. I'm going to be off here soon. I didn't mean to be on as long as I am, but I was trying to get through what I thought was kind of inspiring. Anyway, love you, brother. Go have fun. See the movie. Watch the movie. Enjoy. The fact, I don't care who you are. I have come to my own beliefs after nearly just about 52 years. I've come to my beliefs. I have a higher power. I have, you can call it God, Lord, Allah, whatever you want to call it, right? To me, it is made clear by certain things. And some people will say that it was just a coincidence, but it's not just a coincidence. I got this thing that literally says, when a cardinal appears, an angel is near. I know my son, I've told y'all the story, and that's another day. You can ask me that, but I'm not going to go back into that story. But I truly believe in my heart and soul. And I will tell you that I know it. My son, Skylar, became a guardian angel for this family. So, funny enough, we end up getting 3 cardinals come into the house on the same day of Christmas. And my father and I did not discuss that or have any, there was no in cahoots. In fact, when I called him and told him today, he thought that was pretty incredible. It touched his heart the same way. I hope it touches y'all, because the reality is there is more. Merry Christmas too. Oh, to Joe. All I can tell you is you can choose to believe it or you can choose not to believe it. The more that I believe, and this is the only way I know how to say it, the more I know, because I don't like to say believe anymore. I'm beyond believe. I know. The more that I know God is real, and the stronger that knowing becomes, the more consistently I get signs. That's not a coinky dink. That's not a mistake. There are no mistakes. There are no coincidences. And with that, I am going to leave you folks. I love everybody. I hope everybody has a beautiful, I'll be back. Today's Monday. I'll be back Wednesday. Right? So the 27th. Yeah. I hope everybody had a beautiful, beautiful holiday. If you're Jewish and you're doing Hanukkah, I hope that you're having a great, because I think we're still in the middle of it right now. So I hope that that's going well for you. Anybody else, any other holiday, I hope that it was great. I personally had a wonderful Christmas and I enjoyed it very much so. I hope all of y'all did. Also, I just want to thank I want to thank you folks for the support, because everybody has their different reasons for doing this. I'm doing this because hopefully it helps just one person. Every time I go on the air, if it helps just one person, then that makes me happy. So if I helped you today, I really do appreciate it. But know this, every time I go on here and I hear even just from one of you, that helps me. So I love all of you. Have a beautiful, Merry Christmas for the rest of the week. And look forward to that Happy New Year. I know we're all gearing up for it. It's going to be a great week. And then Sunday we'll bring in a new year, 2024, yet another year. Are you kidding? I love all you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful week. And stay blessed and lifted. Peace.
I switch here, I'm a strange fuck. Consist on ain't something I could say well. Throw my change into the wishing for a change well. Wish a day is swell life for the next come. And when the next come, pretend that it's the best one. Like I ain't even gonna try and say that to the next one.